Okay, guys. Sorry I'm late again this week. Life happens. But here we are. Going into week 9, we are 4-4. We are in the thick of things. I never thought it was possible after that Denver loss, but we are. We're a game and a half back. And we're very much in a division. Unfortunately, Colts just can't lose, and even the Texans are not losing either. But as long as we keep winning, we're going to be facing these teams again. And, that'll be the Super Bowls for us. But we find a way to win a game in spite of our coaching staff, as we do every single week. Head coach is a clown. Offensive coordinator is a clown. But, they're winning. And as much as I want these people gone, I want them to win. I always want them to win above all else, and that is what they're doing. So, let's start with the quarterback. Tannehill wasn't jaw-dropping by any means, but he did enough. This Buccaneer team was an awful pass defense, and I thought we were going to just throw the ball all over the place, but we really didn't. Another sign of how terrible our coaches are on play calling for the offense, but still, Tannehill did enough. He made some good throws in the red zone. We're scoring in the red zone. This has always been a problem for us. We're we're benefiting from turnovers, which is another thing, which we, in the past, we were hardly getting turnovers, and the times we did, we never cashed in on them. And now we're getting a lot of turnovers, and we're cashing in on them. So it's great. That's a major part of why we are where we are, which is our defense. But everyone knows that. But Tannehill did enough, and that's great. Receivers, obviously they held their own as well. Everyone catching the ball did a really good job. The drops are slowly not becoming an issue anymore. And it's a damn shame because I'm a big Mariota guy and everyone was dropping the ball when he threw them. But that doesn't matter now. I'm done talking about that. Jonnu Smith is looking like a superstar, which got to be happy about that. Everyone's getting involved. Everyone's getting passes now. Humphries is catching the ball. Corey Davis, A.J. Brown, you name it, they're getting catches. A.J. Brown's got to see the field more, though. He's got to see the field more. I mean, he's getting as many snaps as Dion Lewis. And obviously the Dion Lewis disappearance act continues this week as well. He gets a good amount of snaps, which just doesn't do anything. He had a good block, though. He had one good block on a first down. I believe it was in the second half for Tannehill. I think he made a throw to Ferkser. I'm not sure. But he did have one good block. Still is a joke, though. Still should not have a job. I was holding on to the pipe dream they were going to be able to trade him, but nobody would want him. Nobody. Who would want a guy who makes that kind of money and has zero production to a team? But anyway, receivers did well. Tajay Sharp, I mean, yeah, he's playing. He's balling out. But AJ's got to get more snaps, period. Derrick Henry had his typical 75, 80-yard game, which is all we can ask for. He had a big fumble in the second half, which if you watch the post-game interview of him, he was very upset about it. But he never fumbles the ball. So I'm not going to get too worked up about that. That's never an issue with him. But he's got to get going a little more. I mean, his stats are a little misleading. I think he's got about 560 so far. A lot of his stats, they're coming on big chunk plays, 40, 50-yard runs. He's not consistent enough as far as, getting the drive started with 4 or 5-yard gains and first down. He's just not doing that. And, I hope it doesn't happen again where, at this point, we're in the second half of the season. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind it at this point. But he's got to get going. It looks like it might be the second half of the year again where he starts rolling like last year. If that happens, great. But he's got to do more. All right, he's got to do more. And I'm rambling now, but he's got to do more. Defense was, we found out how important Adoree Jackson is last week. LaShawn Sims, some people thought, maybe he was good enough to be a starter. He should see more time. He's not good. He's just not good. He got absolutely obliterated by Mike Evans. Mike Evans had 200 yards, I think, 198, which just can't happen. If you're in the NFL, even if you're on the bench, you can't let someone have 200 fucking yards. I'm sorry. So he's terrible. Adoree Jackson, hopefully he's back. We're going to need him. That's otherwise secondary looked great. Malcolm Butler looked great. Logan Ryan. They got to sign Ryan, man. They got to sign. I know it's a contract year, and, statistics show he probably won't produce this well if he gets another big deal. But still, they got to sign him. He's our best corner. It's not even close. And he's just showing up every single week, making plays. But Malcolm Butler, like I said, had a big interception, had some nice blocks with his coverage as well. He's producing a lot better than he was in the beginning of the year. D-line was definitely better. I think we're top 10 in sacks, which is surprising to me, but it seems that we are top 10 in sacks. Landry's starting to eat. Wake's back to getting some nice pressure. Simmons is still looking good. Casey's looking a lot better. One thing with Simmons, though, he's got to work on his conditioning because he was looking pretty stalled out in the second half. I get it, he's been out of football a while, but there's ways to get your conditioning still involved and intact while you're not playing football, and he just doesn't seem to have the best conditioning as it starts to pour on top of me in the car. But yeah, still, bottom line is this: we are 4-4. Our coaching still sucks, but I want this team to win above all else. I'll say it once, I'll say it a million times. I can't root against them. I'm sorry. Even Mariota gone, I can't root against them. I can't root for them to lose. But I will leave you with this. We should have lost this game. We should have lost this game because of Mike Vrabel, because that was a clear-cut fumble by Brett Kern that was returned for a touchdown, and the refs just bailed us out, which they never do, but this time they actually bailed us out because that was a clear fumble, and the guy clearly picked it up and ran all the way down the field and in the end zone. But that's just every week he makes a call that just makes you think, why do we continue to let this guy coach our football team, whether we're winning or not? Because let's be honest, you know what I mean? Let's be honest here. If Mike Vrabel was the coach of the Packers, right? And ironically, our old OC is the coach of the Packers, which I think what's he doing? He's calling plays for the best quarterback in the league, whatever. If Mike Vrabel was the coach of the Packers, they'd probably still be 5-2. What are they? No, they're 7-1 now, so they would have been 6-2, or whatever the case may be. My numbers are off, whatever. Still, and I'm rambling, but I'm trying to get a point across here that I can't get out. We're winning, but he doesn't deserve to be the coach, and because of the fact that this NFL sometimes is so cookie-cutter, and you can't do things because of the way they've been done for years and years and years, we're 500, so we can't cut the guy. That's bullshit. We should get rid of his ass right now because we have the potential to be a great team, good to great, and we can't be because we got to win every game at the last minute, and we're not going to beat any great teams with the way our play calling is. Okay. I've rambled a lot in this 8 minutes, so I'm going to stop. This week, we got to stop McCaffrey. That's the goal. Allen doesn't scare me at all. I think our secondary could have a nice day if we get some pressure to him and we stop McCaffrey. Their defense is decent. They give up a lot of sacks, and they're pretty bottom of the pack in run defense. So between those two things, I think we have a legitimate shot. We need momentum for KC, no matter who's the quarterback, Matt Moore or Mahomes. And let's see what happens. Just going to keep on keeping on like every week. See you next week. Sorry for the rambling. Tighten up.